Hello, ladies and gentlemen, once again for the second of three episodes of the Midweek War, where we talk about a little show called Ring of Honor Wrestling. I'm Eamon Payton at Eamon2, please. Joined at this time by the one and only man in the mainstream media, Mr. Matt Carlins.
Yeah, what's up, Eamon? It's awesome to be here. Back on the Midweek War, back with you. I can't remember if we've ever done this streamlined one-man, two-man power trip version with just you and me. So this is cool.
This is fun. I think this
very
may be
fresh.
fun. You may be right. So it's time to talk about this week's episode of Ring of Honor Wrestling. And we're gonna get into it. One word for this week's episode of Ring of Honor. Matt, what do you got?
Keep it simple. Solid episode. I enjoyed it. Solid. How's that? What's yours?
Solid. Mine's gonna be multifaceted. Yeah, that's one word. It's abbreviated. Whatever.
Hyphenated.
Hyphenated. Yeah. I would agree. This is a pretty good episode of Ring of Honor. Let's get into Matt Carlin's outside review. What is your good for this week's episode?
All right, my good thing this week, Dalton Castle.
Oh,
great
yes.
Promo.
Yes.
Great, wild-eyed, hair's going, styled but insane hair, looking great, cutting an awesome promo, getting me fully invested into another match with Silas Young, something I was totally done with. Was so ready for him to move on. But Eamon, stipulation-wise, this is pretty good. Silas Young wants the boys. Dalton Castle wants Silas Young to become one of his boys. I mean, this is win-win either way, right?
I'm at where this feud is going. I kind of want to see Silas win because just him saying that he wants to make the boys into men. I like the way, and he's like saying it, and he's like screaming, and he's all sweaty, and it's very like, what are you doing here?
It's getting creepy, but I'm hoping it will just mean some like humorous vignettes of the boys chopping wood or taking the garbage out or stuff like that. I mean, we can only hope.
Nothing more manly than
I don't know. You telling me it wouldn't be funny
taking the
boys
out.
dressed up in flannel like lumberjacks for a while they were following Silas Young around? That'd be pretty good.
That'd be pretty
almost
good.
As good as seeing Silas Young wearing feathers and.
I just really it sealed it for me when Dalton Castle ended it with the line of something along the lines that Silas would make great furniture.
Yo, he told him he'd make a great ottoman.
Yes, it was amazing.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's no surprise. Dalton is on point right now. So, but this was great.
Oh,
Eamon.
My one good thing for this week would probably be the main event. I really like the match between Jay Lethal and Hanson for the TV title. I found it really interesting. I like Bobby Fish on commentary as well. I thought he did a great job of sort of telling the story going forward of Lethal having to defend both belts at All-Star Weekend. I'm interested to see where it goes. I thought Hanson did well. Overall, I thought it was a really fun match. It was a good sort of closing for the show. Maybe would have liked it to go a bit longer, but
yeah, I feel like the only thing is I feel like we've seen Hanson in this situation a bunch of times now, where he's been in the ring with the top guy, and I know he's, he gets he stays pretty strong, I guess. It's hard to watch him take those losses sometimes. Not that there's any shame in losing to Jay Lethal, but it took 2 lethal injections.
That's true. Yeah. Overall I thought it was pretty good. I like them that's the kind of thing I like about Ring of Honor is just giving like a kind of lower, like a guy who's in like a tag team who's not usually like the singles guy, giving him a shot at the TV title because and them explaining it to be like, hey, Hanson's got to win over Lethal. It makes sense. But yeah, I really enjoyed the main event overall.
Yeah, I mean, you can rationalize just about anything in professional wrestling. It's just whether you're willing to take the time to do it. So it's always nice when Ring of Honor takes the time to do it. What did you think of, I don't want to steal anything from later on that you might have for later on, but what did you think of Kyle O'Reilly's flip-flops?
I should have noticed his flip-flops. Hey, I mean, if you I was gonna say, I guess you need, if you're gonna run to the ring or do something, be active in it or whatever. But like, I don't know if flip flops are the best choice in that case.
I don't know if you're getting ready to do a fight. If you want to, I was kind of hoping he was going to kick him off. Barefoot, I would have understood, but been like, all right, we can go. But no man in flip flops is ready to fight anybody. And I like Kyle O'Reilly, so.
But yeah, definitely, maybe not the best choice.
We're going to be talking a lot of fashion on this episode of
this is the
just
one thing.
fair warning.
The Ring of Honor wrestling is all about like pure wrestling. We're gonna be just make this a fashion show. But yeah, going into the bad, what would you say is your bad for this week for Ring of Honor?
I won't say this is bad as far as I'm not going to put down the men themselves because I do like them. But listen, all right, I went to a Ring of Honor show out in Wheeling, West Virginia. It had to have been a year ago, and Cheeseburger and Brutal Bob were feuding then.
Yeah,
and they're still at it. Let's end this thing so these two can get on with their lives, Eamon.
Yeah, I don't really know why.
I like both of these guys in varying degrees, but I'm tired of them together. I've seen them teaming. I've seen them fighting. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to see them both try new things.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at on that.
I wasn't super impressed by that match. I don't know. I feel like they tried to make it important, but it was just I don't know.
They're putting the work in. They're trying. It's gone on too long. This thing needs to be blown off.
Yeah, I agree completely.
What do you got?
I was going to say, I was leaning towards that for my bad for this week. Yeah, I'm going to kind of go with that, honestly. Because, I mean, there wasn't anything else on the show that I can really call bad. I thought I don't know. I just don't get Cheeseburger. I don't get it. In theory, I get it. Like, it makes sense. Like, he's a small guy that kind of doesn't look like a wrestler. So he's, like, the ultimate underdog. But, like, I don't know. Like, he just doesn't do anything for me as far as, like, he doesn't get me invested in him. And maybe it is the matches with Brutal Bob, but, like, yeah.
I mean, they're for me, they're just starting to drag each other down. I want to see them with different people. I want to see what else they can do. Like, I saw someone like Silas Young fight someone other than Dalton Castle. I was like, whatever, Silas Young. Yeah. You pair him up with Dalton Castle, all of a sudden Silas Young becomes a very interesting person to watch on TV. And that's kind of what I want to see happen with Brutal Bob and Cheeseburger. Just try him with somebody else. Just give me a chance to get fired up again.
That's true. Also, to point out, I don't know if you caught that in like the very beginning of the match. So was the story that Brutal Bob called Cheeseburger the N-word?
He said something.
Because he said something and then like muffled it, and Kenny Kelly was like, "Oh, you can't say that."
I kind of liked. I kind of liked it. I liked the fact that he covered his mouth and everything, so you know exactly what he said, and that they never explained. They're just like, "I can't believe he said that." I thought that was a clever little bit. To be honest with you,
I guess I find it weird that like if Brutal Bob wanted to like get under like Cheeseburger's skin, he would say it, but he wanted to cover up so he didn't get on TV. I don't feel like he would be conscious of that.
Well, I think Kevin Kelly tried to explain to everybody that he didn't want what he was saying going on, anyone reading his lips, because what he said was so terrible. So who knows?
Yeah,
maybe that'll be his thing now. He'll be cover his mouth before every match. He'll say something awful, and then it'll be the start of the match.
Yeah. But hey, okay, going to the change. What is your change for this week?
Oh, yeah, if we're going to do our change, I'm going to need the help of my wife here to sit next to me.
God.
Come here on up here.
Oh, God.
I need my wife to help me out because...
Your wife said things that I do not agree with on Twitter.
Oh, wait, she has to make sure her appearance is as good as she can get it before she makes fun of somebody else's appearance. Look, we were watching Ring of Honor together. But my wife doesn't watch a ton of Ring of Honor, but when she does, she loves it.
I was playing The Sims.
She was playing her little game, and then she sat down next to me, and she got to be there to see Veda Scott come out. And you had a thought or two about Veda Scott's outfit.
She looked like a tramp.
Wow.
I think you said she didn't match.
Oh, she didn't match. Her blacks didn't match. Her jacket.
Blacks didn't match. Eamon, did you even know this was possible?
I did not.
You,
I thought there was one shade of black.
I
well,
know.
no, it was faded. So it looked like the jacket had been put through the washer a few times, and maybe the skirt was brand new, and even the skirt, it made her look fat, and then her boobs are all hanging out,
Now I'm covering my mouth like Brutal Bob. Okay.
and I don't want to see that. If you're attractive, then fine, let them hang out. But her, no,
Don't Veda
Bold.
Scott is a saint.
no.
She is a princess.
She is one ugly princess that
Don't you
belongs
start.
locked up in the dungeon.
That's a terrible thing to say. You may go now.
I'll say this right now: the views and opinions of Jen Carlin do not reflect the views and opinions of everyone here on the Indie Mayo Show.
The views and opinions of my wife do not reflect the views and opinions of every red-blooded American professional wrestling fan on the
Especially,
face of the earth.
especially people who have to work with Veda Scott. But
It's all in fun. Look,
No.
you know what?
No.
You know what? Eamon, she's a heel. She got heat.
yeah,
She did her job, right?
yeah, and that's true. It's a convenient thing because my change for this week also involves that Cedric Alexander Caprice Coleman match, and it was the melodramatic commentary. Like there was something about Steve Corino, like this. For those who don't know, the storyline is that Cedric Alexander turns heel because he wasn't winning matches, so he's wanting to get the win, so he's cheating a bit more and he's using a wrench, and it makes sense. But Corino and Kelly are like, Corino especially was like, oh, his family doesn't come over to dinner anymore and play with my kids. And I feel like they're embarrassed, by, and I feel like it's tearing his. I'm like, no, he's just cheating because he was frustrated with not winning. Like it doesn't have to be that melodramatic. Like I don't believe that Cedric Alexander using a wrench to win matches is tearing his family apart.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, if you hit somebody over the wrench tomorrow, I would totally do another podcast with you next week, and
Yeah, I mean,
no hard feelings.
especially in wrestling.
Yeah, in wrestling, it's cool. We'll work it out. We'll team up again. All fences are meant to be mended in professional wrestling, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my only thing with that match. It just was too much. Also, I really love the line from, I think it was Kevin Kelly, when going on about Veda Scott, saying, how many times has someone listened to a woman and gotten in trouble? He's like, it happens with every, very talented male wrestler. They're on the right path, they're on the straight and narrow, and then a woman gets involved.
Oh, those women.
These women. It was very, yeah. I was not a fan of commentary during that match. But the match was good. But yeah, I don't know if I would have gone that direction with the commentary. So that would be my change.
Well, let's see what else we have here to talk about. I got one more thing that we need to talk. No, thank you very much for those great nachos being put right in my face. Nothing but the finest Mexican up here at the Taco Bell up here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Eamon.
The finest.
How about my boy Adam Page trying to kill Jay Briscoe?
I never thought in a million years I would like anyone from the decade. I like Adam Page.
You and me both.
I don't know why. He's just I've seen I've watched him wrestle when they've done San Antonio shows and stuff like that, and he was just so boring to me. He was just vanilla, boring kind of heel guy. And now I feel like he's really coming to his own.
Well, he's pretty young still, right?
I think so.
He's definitely stepped it up a notch because he did this same deal to Matt Sydal a little while back, and that was awesome too. That finisher, the rite of passage, is terrifying.
Yeah.
To watch for starters. But I'm with you. He can do a lot, and I'm very impressed with him right now.
Absolutely. But yeah, overall, pretty good episode of Ring of Honor for this week. How we rank this? For me, for this week, I'm ranking Ring of Honor number 2, below NXT. Like I said, really decent episode. There's some stuff like obviously the Jay Briscoe Adam Page match is super short. Caprice and Cedric I feel like Caprice and Cedric could have been longer, just from the fact that it's two teammates, former teammates wrestling. I feel like it should be a bit longer. But other than that, I feel it's still a really decent episode. And they built some really cool stuff going into the pay-per-view, which will be in San Antonio, by the way. Don't know if I'm going to it because NXT is the same night, and I think I already have tickets for NXT. But yeah.
The dilemmas we face when Ring of Honor and NXT come to town on the exact same night.
Yeah,
How many fans face this dilemma? Despite Veda Scott's fashion disaster, apparently, I've been told, Ring of Honor's number 2 this week. They did a great job. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. So yeah, that was Ring of Honor for this week. We still got TNA to go. Save the best for last.
No doubt.
But yeah, this has been the Midweek War. You can find us on Twitter at Mayhem Show and at live.sorgatronmedia.com every Tuesday night for the Wrestling Mayhem Show and Indie Mayhem Show. Go follow us on go to ProWrestlingTees.com and purchase our shirts. Go support us there and also support us on Patreon. Help donate to the show and be a contributor to everything that we're doing. You can find me on Twitter at Eamon2Please. You can also check out Inspire Pro Wrestling at Inspire Pro Res for the company that I work for, a company where you can see Veda Scott and you can tell her that her blacks were mismatched on that episode of Ring of Honor. Matt Carlins, where can they find you?
You could find me on the Twitter at Mainstream Matt with 1 T, where I will soon be issuing a public apology to Veda Scott.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, that has been this section of the Midweek War. Stay tuned for TNA, please. Don't leave us talk about TNA alone. Yeah, and this will be the Midweek War. We'll see you guys later.